I always knew I was going to be an artist since my tiniest, earliest childhood memories. There was almost a fierceness in my want to be an artist, even back then. I don't really know why. It was the only thing that ever made sense for me. Anytime someone tried to steer me in a different direction, I would just laugh at them a little bit and know that I was still going to be an artist. My art style has a couple of different genres almost. I work a lot with textiles and love material and fabric and textures and colors. And when I'm sewing, it's a very instantaneous process. It's really bright, it's very playful. And then I also paint illustration type paintings mostly these days. And those are very bright and colorful too. And I think that the two work hand in hand so that I don't necessarily get tired of either medium. I try not to take myself or my art too seriously, and I hope that that is always reflected in the artwork. One artist that's influenced me a lot is Mark Rothko for his color compositions. The color is just so vibrant and bold. I've always been really struck by them. Also, the way that he mixed his pigments is just so pure. There's such a purity in them. That always really struck me and has stayed with me. I've also studied the Silk Road a lot, from starting in Asia, working through the Middle East and Africa, and then up through Europe. And I guess specifically the patterns that transformed along that route. Like the fleur-de-lis was originally an Arabic symbol, and once it got to France, it's a fleur-de-lis now. So studying those patterns and the way that the colors changed and cultures' variations of them has always been really fascinating to me, and I think reflects in my work with the color usage and the history of each textile. When I went to college, all of my work was very, very conceptual, and I would come up with these heavy conceptual ideas before I started making the actual piece. Whereas now, I just start working and the idea comes. By the end of college, I just felt very dried up. And in that time, I just worked a variation of odd jobs, from working in a wine shop to trying to manage a farmer's market to moving to San Francisco for a year and just kind of doing a whole lot of random things and working in restaurants and bars, and all of that eventually got me back to New Orleans, and my daughter was born, and in seeing this new life and the freshness sort of brought me out of that block, and I started making art again instantly. But it was sort of years of overcoming all of that hoopla in between. This is Alice the alligator, and many of the fabrics in Alice I made on a knitting machine or a loom. This was something I knit in college. This I wove and then silkscreened on top of. This is from a lady's jacket from Bloomingdale's, a thrift store down the street. This is an old scarf from Laos, Thailand, that I caught on fire. So, you know, I had to cut it up. This orange material, the eyelashes, that's from my first trip to New York when I was in the 9th grade. But Alice gets her name because there's a lot of this old wedding dress in here. Right here, and then over here some more scattered throughout. And my friend had bought this dress at a thrift store thinking she might use it if her boyfriend were to propose, and they broke up. So she gave me the wedding dress, and I've cut it up and painted it for some other alligators also. But when I was cutting it up the other day, I realized that the person who had the dress originally had her name in it, Alice. So this is now Alice the alligator. The advice I would offer an artist just starting out is work hard, don't give up. There's going to be a lot of people telling you that you can't do it or that your stuff is bad, and you know, part of your stuff might be bad at times. Mine certainly has been, but you just keep getting better and better through the hard work, and you'll find your rhythm and you'll find where you fit in the picture of it all. And it takes time, but the key is to not give up.